What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I can't be yelling in a public space. All right, let's get right to it. Name of the game today. The boys are all caps. Back in town. Boys are back in town.
Boys are back.
We're gonna
So
we're gonna talk about last night's game. I just want to jump right into it. I don't know if people are still wanting to talk about this, but what we should have done is just recorded ourselves all day to talk about these same things that we're going to talk about.
totally.
I just don't know the hat hair. Nah, can't do that. Uncle Al's Tacos, shout out. Never had them. Heard they're great. All right, you ready for segment number one?
Yeah.
Your one word gut feeling on three. 1, 2, 3.
Happy.
Are you serious?
What?
Why weren't? Is there a delay, or you just were gonna wait for me to go?
I said happy.
I know, but it was so delayed. I was gonna say early. You gonna try again?
Well, you went or you said early, late. Is that the?
No, early is my word.
I know, but you said it late because I said it before you. Did you want me to say the same thing as you? Is that what you're saying?
Should I run and get my hot chocolate while we're live?
Yeah. You're
Yeah, I'm
cold.
getting it. Yeah, my word is early. Your word is happy. Explain.
Yeah. I'm happy we won.
Yeah,
I agree
that's
with you
fair.
that it's early. I agree with you that yeah, like
Well, you
there's
don't
so
know. You
many.
don't know what early means. You don't know what like. Don't just
Sorry.
say what I mean. My word.
All right. Well, what I interpret of your word is that there's tons of things that we have to. It's just so early to tell lots of things.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the fact that we came out, we won, we were in control most of the game. There's a lot of positives to take from that. You could nitpick a million different things, but
Give me one
it's.
nitpick.
Um, I think. I think we were. I think our offense, and I feel like this was the same thing last year. And I think it's, I obviously don't know fully, but I would guess that, I mean, the modern era of basketball, when you play it the right way, it's so fluid and there's so much movement and there's a lot of chemistry that has to be created because it is so much of like read and react stuff. It's so
Yeah.
much of like we're trying to read how the defense is guarding us. And I feel like this kind of happened last year as well, where like the start of the year, it was like, man, we're just a little bit like stagnant. And then as the year went on, I feel like there were obviously adjustments, but I also think that we also got much better and we improved with like our reads and we improved in our chemistry. And to be able to play the game in the modern era the right way and to have that chemistry, it does take time. But I love the way we played. I loved, I just loved that we won. That's like such a big deal to play on a national stage in Vegas and just to come out with a win.
Wow. Excellent job. I think we wrap it up.
Should we just call it?
We just call it. I think you nailed it. No, I mean honestly, that like my early word is the same. It's like because it's early, I don't really care about you know our turnover. We didn't even have turnovers, but like our
Yeah.
turnovers or missed bunnies that we had. I think that it's just good to win, right? Like
It's so good to win.
I think about like just how different a season I think can be when you figure out those ugly ones, right? Like our season together, we played Valpo in Vegas, and like we had a chance to beat them, and they were like a good team. I don't know if they went to the tournament, they were solid, right? They had Alec Peters, who has had a good career, and a couple guys that I think are not typical Valpo guys that like won a lot of games. So, and it's like we were in a close game and we just lost that one, right? Like just having one more win under your belt, and even if it's a scrape by win, I think matters. I think it's unique experience that will help these guys later on. And Yeah, because it's early, I'm just willing to look past a lot of stuff. I agree with you. I think the offense, there's a lot to be done there. Defensively, I mean, thought we looked okay. They were
I
kind
mean,
of
66
a little bit.
points. That's
Yeah,
pretty solid.
exactly. 66 points, and they were kind of beating us up on the boards in the first little bit, offensive boards. Um, you know, Probably a couple too many threes that like we knew was coming, but it's like I remember I had this conversation with a coach, our defensive coach with the Kings, who I think is with the Lakers now. Kind of an interesting cat. And he was with Dwight Howard in Orlando when he was like winning Defensive Player of the Year, and just they're going on those unbelievable runs, and like they were a defensive team. This was a defensive minded coach, and it was just like interesting picking his brain about like how do you how do you just deal with the fact that some NBA team, like an NBA team, is going to hang 110 points on you every night, like, and you're supposed to be the defensive coach. And he was like, yeah, he's like, it sucks, like, but reality is like, we're not going to hold them to zero. So we just have to make things tough. Like that literally is their mentality. And I think we did that overall, right?
Yeah.
We had to make things, we made it tough enough, held them to 66. We did what it takes, going to like what the football team is doing right now. We're 8-0. Are they all pretty blowout wins? Like, no, we don't have a 50 ball in the real games other than Portland State, I think.
Right.
We haven't had a 50 ball like Utah did, but it's like we won, and we won on the road, and it's been different each way, and that's how it was last year in football. That's how it was last year in basketball. Like if you find ways to win, then you gain confidence. That trust is elevated. That experience and that feel that you just talked about, I think, kind of start becoming a little bit more and more natural.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I remember when I was in high school and I was, playing against, I think I was I was in eighth grade. I was like a stat keeper, just
Mm-hmm.
staying around the program. And I remember they were talking about a player that ended up going to play in the NBA, and we were scouting for him. And before the game, it was like he's going to score 25 points
Who was that?
or plus. There's not a lot of NBA dudes out of Utah.
CJ Wilcox?
Yeah,
There you go. I guess I didn't realize that he. Oh, so he was Tyler's grade. That's right.
yeah. It
I was thinking
was.
he was a little bit older. I didn't think you'd be able to stat keep as an eighth grader for CJ. But anyways, continue.
It may have been. Anyway, it may
Whatever.
have. Yeah, but it. I remember that like concept of like, I guess just being like a kid growing up, it was like, oh, he had 30 points. Like he played amazing. And I just like,
Right.
I had never, it was like the first time in my life that I was like, oh, there's actually efficiency that plays into all of this. And so,
Yeah.
these guys, there's guys out there that are unbelievable shot makers. And they're just taller, bigger, but you're just like, he's going to score 25 or 30 points, but how is he going to score those? Is it
Yeah.
going to be on 27 shots? Because we'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
Mm-hmm.
just going to force guys to shoot tough shots. And I just think the like evolution of basketball also has played into
Yeah.
just more points, more threes, and better, more efficient shots. But you're just trying to make sure that guys are taking difficult shots. There's going
Well,
to be
and
a lot of shots.
at this level too, it's like I don't think there's a position, a move, counter, or whatever that KD isn't comfortable doing, right? Like that Anthony Edwards isn't comfortable doing, that Steph and Shea and all these people like but those are the best players in the world, best players ever, right?
Right.
When you're at college and high school, and a lot of NBA guys, right? Like you can make things uncomfortable, right? Like I remember Quincy. If we're staying with high school, Quincy would say similar things like, "Yeah, this guy's a good scorer, and he's gonna." same thing, right? They're not going to score 0, right? Unless you're Riverton and you want to hold the ball and then you want to get to overtime and like win 2-0 or whatever. But you know, if they have some guy who's unbelievable in the post or mid post or corner threes or whatever, but he, sucks at top of the key shots, like we're gonna let him shoot 100. And guess what? He's gonna even make a couple of those, right? Because he's a player and he works on it. Yeah. So I think we did a good enough job. I think we have a lot of potential on defense. It's gonna be a buy-in thing. Like, you guys want to get gritty. You mentioned this today. Hadim, I thought he was bought in. He didn't take any unwarranted shots. He didn't dribble the ball. Like, he just rebounded, right? Like,
he didn't take any shots.
Yeah, so. Yeah, exactly. So none that were unwarranted. and like, to me, we've watched him in practice and we've said, if he crushes at his role, we are going to be better. And today you said he is going to have to crush at his role if we're going to be really good. It's not just on the big three. It's on all these other guys, really. Like, our big three are going to match up. They're going to do their things. The law of averages is going to get us to, they got to 50 points out of 70 or 71 last night. Great. It's probably going to be how it is this year. But what is everybody else going to do? Is Hadim going to go get 10 rebounds in 16 minutes? Like, that puts us at a whole nother level, right? Is Kaba going to continue what he's done in the preseason and what he did last night, which I tweeted when he had that tip dunk, and then he followed up with a volleyball spike. I said, good Lord, Kaba, because I like, it's unbelievable. I got a couple people responding saying it looks like a young Mika. It's pretty cool. I appreciate it, right? But yeah, what are the
in
fringe
what
guys?
way? I think we're quite the opposite, maybe in every aspect there.
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I feel pretty good there. Now my next thing. What is the stat that sticks out? Do you want me to go or do you want to go?
I'll go first. I mean, you kind of alluded to it a little bit here, but I'm looking at the box score right now.
Oh my gosh. You didn't look at it before. Nice.
No, I did. Okay.
Nice.
But I'm just looking at it again.
Hot chocolate is phenomenal. This episode is not brought to you by Starbucks.
Honestly, it's more of like it's like a stat, also a vibe of watching, a feel. Like, Hadim, just watching him out there, he had 6 defensive rebounds. Oof. You look at his whole stat line: 0 points, 6 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 1 block, 0.
I love turnovers. That. Yeah.
So but like, it felt like KY was like, I got to have him out there. Like, every time he was out there, he was just tracking down rebounds, and maybe also didn't get every rebound, but impacted the rebound. And somebody that's watching that understands is like, oh my gosh, like, every shot that goes up, he's somewhere around the basketball helping us secure a rebound, which doesn't always end up on his stats. But it just felt like that dude was like, it reminds me of Zach Celius a little bit. He just has like kind of a scary look in his eyes.
He's a little bit off. He's a little bit not there.
It's like something's a little crazy with this guy. Like, he's
ready to.
Yeah, but you love it. It's like,
yeah, in the best way. Yeah.
So I really, really liked what I saw from him. I've known him for a little bit, and did you just kick me out? No. You just want to see your face?
No, I was trying to click it to see everything bigger, but it was just me.
But like, those types of guys are guys that help you win. Like, AJ will have 20, 25, 30, whatever, and Richie and Rob, they will all do their thing. But those are the guys that like are the dirty work guys that help you win basketball games.
Yeah. And you mentioned rebounding, you mentioned dirty work, and I want to highlight, before I give my stat, there was one play that I loved, and maybe I'll just count this as my own underrated play, which is our next segment, where I think their first 2 buckets came off of offensive rebounds, Villanova, right? And one of them was AJ's guy. He got by him, got the ball, scored it. And everyone in the room that I was in was like, oh, like, you could just see it was AJ's guy, right? Like, it was so obvious. It was kind of a broken play, nasty little rebound. You saw it was his guy that got by him. Later in that in that first half, he had like the most fundamental box out I've ever seen, right? And he secured a rebound, and it was awesome. It was like, oh, he took that first play, and he didn't let it happen again. Like I love that. I love seeing that from your stars, right? You're talking about who are the guys that are going to go and do the dirty work. It's like you need those guys, but you also have to have stars, the big three, whatever you want to call it, that are willing to go make plays and get on the ground and do fundamental things, or else the rest of the team's not going to do it either, right? So that I thought that was super cool. My stat, and maybe it's a concern of mine, 5 points from the bench, right? It was a lower scoring game. Our main production, obviously, those three guys I mentioned accounted for 50 points.
7 points from the bench, but
where? Why can't I see this?
Boscovich with 2.
You're right.
Dawson with
You're
5.
right. You're right.
So
I was looking at
less of a concern.
I was looking at 1% less. We're going to need production, right? Like it's just the law of averages is going to work for us. It's also going to work against us, meaning we're going to have some games where there's foul trouble. There's, we're going to have some games where the tempo isn't right for certain matchups, lineups. There's mismatches. There's the flow of the game, right? And so I thought a big part of our success last year was depth isn't like, oh my gosh, everyone's in foul trouble. I can go take 5 guys out and put 5 guys new guys in, right? Yeah. Depth is I can plug in no matter what matchup there is and get production, right? So, Boscovich wasn't shooting the ball incredibly well. I think he did a lot of other things really good. We talked about Hadim looked really good. I like Tyler Russ in the minutes I've seen. I know Dawson is just working his way back. X doesn't look quite ready to me, but we're going to need bench production, right? Because things are going to happen, and we have to have, we can't have a 100% drop off in any field, right? I'm not just saying it's just scoring. Like you can't sub guys and then all of a sudden you just get absolutely dominated on the boards, or you can't be turning the ball over, right? So I'm interested to see how that production goes up, and also who becomes that secondary ball handler. Like who's gonna be that second wave that leads that. I think Dawson is capable. Again, I know he's working back towards it, but yeah, just something to keep an eye on. Last year we were outscoring teams, like bench was outscoring teams like 48-9. You know what I mean? Sure. Like it was insane. Like we had a lot of guys that you could just plug in and production stayed the same. So I need to see a little bit more of that, but it's early. It's early. You're right.
Back to your point. Yeah.
Early. I'm like, it's early. I'm not worried about anything. Let me tell you everything I'm worried about.
No, we're going to be fine. When I look at like the best teams that, you and I played against as well, you go to a box score at the end of the game and it's like 17, 15, 12, 12, 10, 8. And there's just like consistent, it's not always like, oh man, this dude had 35 and that's got it done, whatever. It's like, no, we had 5 or 6 guys in double figures, and we did that a lot last year as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that's going to come. I think our offense is going to continue to gel better. And obviously it's first game, so there's a lot of things that it's the first game. So winning the first game is just so important. I'm super pumped about that. But
what was your underrated play of the game? I already told mine. It was the AJ box out.
Yeah. 2 are coming to my mind. There was a defensive play where things were kind of tight a little bit. I think they may have tied it or gone up. It was somewhere around that point of the game, late in the second half. And something happened, and then the ball went to the corner, and Rob kind of tipped it off of his guy, and it just felt like the whole team was like, they had passion. It was like everyone was like, let's go. Like you could feel the crowd into it. And it was kind of that moment that was like, we're in this. This is a fight,
Yep.
and we're ready to fight. And I love that moment. I also loved when AJ got blocked and on that dunk,
Came
and then
came back and
and
hit the
then
three,
came back and hit a three. It's just like,
and then was drawn at the
and then
guy.
was jawing at him. Yeah, it's just
I
kind of
love it.
like,
That was great.
I don't care. You blocked me. Like, I'm still the man, and I'm still gonna knock this down in your face.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
two plays were those two plays. There's probably tons, but those are the two that kind of stick out to me.
What did you feel? What do you feel like? I know you're not on Twitter as chronically as I am, but talking with people today, I'm sure even you stoop to the levels of us, and you'll go download Twitter after a game to see what people are talking about. What do you think the buzz is? Were there any tweets or any stats? Were there any things that you saw that you feel like encapsulate kind of the game one feel that you've seen, or do you think everyone's just not much needs to be added to what you said?
I'll be honest. I have not been on yet to see
Oh my god!
what the vibe is. But from the people that I've talked to, I think the vibe is similar to what we're saying. It's like, I think everyone is really excited about like what we see. It's not like that team
Hmm.
came out and it was like, oh boy, like I don't think we're that
Right,
good.
right,
We got some
right.
issues. Like, it wasn't that. I think everybody is like, you and I got a text from our good buddy Mike,
Yep.
and
Shout out, Mike.
shout out to Mike, and he was like, "What are you more excited about, basketball or football?" After the basketball game, and so like I think there is just watching that game, it's like there's no film on teams, relatively little film, I guess, right now with these exhibition games. But even then, you're not really running your stuff. It's more probably just personnel stuff. But
Yeah. I,
I
I, I
mean,
just saw a clip earlier that was I asked because I think there's probably so much more. I think people love the TNT. I thought TNT did a great job. It's like it's fun seeing them be all in on college basketball because there's no more NBA. I thought they had a
yeah,
great crew. They were super entertaining.
yeah,
And then I just saw a locker room moment from KY where the caption is like "find a way to win" or "found a way to win" or whatever, or just find a way to win, something like that. And that's what we're talking about, right? Like,
yeah,
like you can nitpick all day long, but when you win, you don't have to, right?
yeah,
Like you
for
have
sure.
stuff to work on, and I'm sure they're going to address all of this. But I saw another tweet that was like, I just was looking for it and I found it. It was like Bleacher Report tweeted, AJ goes off for 21 in college debut. Which is that going off? I don't know if that's going off.
That's solid. He's one of
AJ
five.
solid debut
He's one of five freshmen to do it.
to what?
Score 20 plus in your freshman debut.
Just from your look, I know you're one of them. Oh, it's one of
He's
five. That's just a stat I pulled out of thin air.
I heard it the other day. I heard it after the game. They're like, he's one of
Don't get your
five.
face. Don't let your face turn all red, bro.
It's not red. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, well, you can
Listen,
make one.
I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
Who are the other ones? Who are the other
I
ones?
think Danny's one of them.
Wow.
Um, and I don't know the others. I never heard the stat until yesterday. Okay, so I was
Yeah,
just like,
you
oh,
just how many did you score against Princeton?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You know it's at least 21.
It was it was at least 20.
I had 25 and 18 that game. Just gonna say.
So you're like, look at
No,
you
but I
hitting
only I only
everything.
know I only know that because someone was making fun of me on LinkedIn the other day. It was Alex Humble. He was like, "Hey, here's some trivia," because it was on this post that mentioned trivia, and I was I was joking around with this guy, and then Alex was like, "Who's the last player to get 25 and 18 in a season opener, but can't guard Alex Humble in pickup or something like that?" I was like, "That's crazy." I messaged him back. I said, "Nobody believes that, including you."
You're
Anyways,
like, it was 25, 18, 7, and 2, by the way.
it probably was not, but I never passed the ball. So it says AJ goes off. Someone responds, and this has 21,000 likes, 2 million views. NAL deals have BYU looking like Norfolk State, Norfolk State, LOL.
Yeah, see,
It's the
that
most
dude's
diversity we've
tripping.
ever had. Most diversity we've ever had. Um. Oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think the general vibe is we have a lot of talented pieces. We just gotta get them to come together.
Yeah, no,
Is that fair?
we're I have no issues right now. Seriously. Obviously, they're probably watching film today going, "Hey, we got to do XYZ better." But they're also probably going, "Hey, look, we did XYZ great." And
Yeah. Yeah.
we won the basketball game. Like that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
The
So
most
let's do it
important
again.
thing.
Let's do it
So
again.
like I watched this
Next
podcast
game
this
is
week and they were talking about BYU football and it was one of the Texas Tech guys and he was like, you can say what you want about BYU football, winning close games or whatever. They had to go to overtime to beat this team and whatnot. But it's like they win. They've been winning. So
yeah.
like you can't knock that. And it's like when you come away 1-0, that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And that has me very happy.
That's fair. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with this comment from 801 West Valley 4. Said would love to see Kata in the post move like Traore last season, a bully in the paint. It's not gonna happen. Love him to death, but it will not happen. Certainly not this year. I don't know what I think. Kata a senior? I think he's a senior,
Yeah.
but we don't need him to. That's just not. It's very hard to get as good as Foose was. No knock on Kaba. It's more an elevation highest praise of Foose. He's a killer in the post, and it takes a certain body type. It takes a certain touch. It takes a totally different skill set. So you will not see that from Kaba, but that's okay. We don't need post work. We're going to figure out who's going to play off of Kata. I think he plays a little bit more this year than he does last year, not just a straight swap, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Boscovich is gonna take a lot of that. I think Hadim is going to take a lot of that. I think you could even see AJ at a 1-5 switch at some point in the season, and he's the big guy because he's 6'9" and he has a 7'1" wingspan. So yeah, you're not going to see it, but would
Back
be
to the
nice.
Zags, dude. That was like my sophomore, junior, senior. Like they were just switching everything. And when you're all
Yeah,
huge, it's like a nightmare. It's like
yeah,
everything you're running. It's like, oh, this guy can guard all 5 positions.
yeah. Or it's like even if you get by your guy because he's a little bit slower, there's somebody else there who's enormous, and then they just do some semblance of a peel switch, and it's that's exhausting.
Yeah,
You guys
it's
got
going
it.
to be fun to see what defensive schemes we see this year. It's going to be
Yeah.
really cool.
All right. Next game is, let's see. Next game is on the 8th, I believe.
Yeah, what is that, Saturday?
Saturday, we play against Holy Cross. See what the line is. Oh, man. Holy Cross had a 1.2% chance of winning. Holy crap. Can you imagine going in with a 1.2% chance to win a game? That would be tough. I don't think they have a line out yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be highly in our favor. So,
What's your prediction right now?
I think we beat them by.
Well, what's the line going to come out at?
Oh, the line's going to come out at 30.
I was thinking 32.5.
I think we're going to beat them by 38, 36, something like that. What about you?
It's going to be.
We're going to talk. I know we've under-delivered on that promise because last night I had to go do pregame with Sports Nation, and so we didn't do it last night. But Saturday we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be 92 to 64.
28.
Yeah.
Wow. So bet the under, I guess.
That's good math, but yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Is that good? I hope it's good math. I really went out on them.
I know that could be wrong. I just kind of said
We're just not going to check.
We won't fact check that one.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you Saturday. TJ, I'll see you Saturday.
All right.